Okay. Hi guys, good morning, and I don't know if anybody can hear me, but if you hear my voice, this is makeshift studio from Uyo. Good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet Uyo version. Yeah, we've been running around trying to to get the taste of everything that we can for you guys, and I'm sure it's time for me to answer questions for you guys this morning. Nothing much. No, it's not going to be a long show, but I just feel we've been here and we've not touched base with you guys apart from the few contents that we've uploaded, and more are going to come. We've not touched base with you guys, and it seems like I don't know if you guys are angry, but it just feels like I'm not connecting. First off, let me with the guys that are already here, can you guys hear me? I don't know if I got the connection right, but can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, indicate in the comment section that you can hear me. If you cannot hear me, let me know so that I can switch directly to the laptop mic. Okay. Akle is my voice, please. Akle is my audio. Akle is my sound. Just let me share green light anyway. All right, this one is also showing. Okay, I think it's all right. Good. All right. So, if there is any question you have concerning, there is obviously we're going to talk transfer talk. We're going to talk a few other G's. There is other stories. But if there is any question you have concerning the match, I think it will be okay to raise it in the comment section. And as you're raising them, when I'm done treating the transfer gist and the stories, the headlines, and all that, we will come back to it. So please be patient with me, and I will try my best to respond to every question as best as I can. I will also try and go straight to the new media officer of the Super Eagles, and I will get him to be on the show via phone, and we'll see. Let me even just open up that call now and see where we land with it, and then we can continue. So, if you guys have a question for the new media officer, I think this is the best time to type it down there so that as I'm talking to him, I would raise your questions and see if we can get him to answer some of them. We're not in the studio, so bear with me with all the makeshift facilities that I'm using here. We are in you, and so let's deal with what we have. Like my mother would say, start from where you are with what you have, and it's always been my mantra anyway. So let's go. So I have with me joining us live on the show is the media officer of the Super Eagles. So first off, this challenge that we've all been doing. Esther was black when money come. Esther was black and broke. When Esther see money, Esther bleach, right? So it's a very common challenge. Everybody, if you're on social media, if you're doing anything on social media, you would have seen it. And we've done even for on this platform, we've done for a lot of Nigerian Premier League players. Even Jude Ojo Igalo joined Jude Ojo Igalo. But this media officer that they just appointed to the Super Eagles after the tenure of Baba Femiraji ended. Even Baba Femiraji have a picture that we took together in like almost 20 years ago when he was broke and black. And then he not bleach, but he established in his stomach. This our new media officer. He got money pass NFL president too. He came in looking like a foreign-based professional. He came in looking like he's the helper of what's our coach name? Finidi George. So I don't know if we can, I don't know, but I will get there. Prime Minister Phil, good morning, and welcome to the Sports Buffet.
Good morning, Elegbete. Thank you so much for having me this morning. Thank you.
Okay, so for starters, for those of you who are following on the show, if you watch TVC, it's been there since forever. For the OGs, if you know Felix Okugbe, when Felix Okugbe built him and Omar Katuba were doing a show on MSI, he was the brain behind it, because a lot of people have been asking me, who is he? Is he experienced? What does he know? So that's the reason why I'm bringing all of this. Is the brain behind it. He is not So people have a flaw with you. Promise, he's not active on social media. He look fresh. I think he's like Tinubu. Tinubu says social media too much. Now he run, so he's not active on social media. But now he's the media officer of the Super Eagles. He will be active. You people will see his hand up. So this is what I'm going to say on his behalf. For the first 1 year on this job can eat and destroy you. For the first 1 year, you people shall allow him make mistakes, correct him with love. After 1 year, you can attack him. I give you the permission to attack him. After 1 year, if you don't improve, attack. But give him 1 year of struggle, trying to manage Super Eagles players. Not easy, my people. I know. So let's start with you. Promise, first off, congratulations on your appointment as the new media officer of the Super Eagles. Now let's go with the job. How difficult is this job? Do people apply for the job? Because I don't know how they say they do them. Now they've offered me the job like twice and I didn't take it. But do people apply for the job, or you're just sleeping in your house and then they call you, Oga, it's your turn, oh yeah, come and serve the nation?
I don't think there is an application process for this job. I think what the Football Federation basically does is to look around and scout for who they deem fit as the best hands. Is based on capacity and based on visibility as well, So I think basically it's the football team and does the selection and would also do the appointment and announcement.
Now let's switch lane to one question that I've heard from a lot of people outside of Lagos. Ben Elia was a Lagos journalist. Toye Bitoye, Lagos journalist. Colin Udo, Lagos journalist. Peter Saidida might not fall into Lagos journalist anyway. Then Babafemi Raji, Lagos journalist. Promise Efugna, a Lagos journalist. Do you ever think that it is unfair to journalists outside of Lagos, like Kano, Kaduna, Jos, Port Harcourt, Calabar, Uyo, where we are right now, and every other part of the country?
Well, we all know, for those of us who are in the media industry, we know that Lagos is the headquarters of the media, not
True.
just sports media now.
True.
Journalism across board. Lagos is the headquarters. Lagos is a hub, is a media hub, and no wonder most of the media agencies and advertising agencies are out of deciding in Lagos, and it is not out of place, so to say, if I say that perhaps some of the best hands or most of the best hands in journalism are also domiciled in Lagos, because Lagos is the hub of the Nigerian broadcast and media industry, So if anyone says it is unfair, I think it should be unfair to say it is unfair, because you look at the Super Eagles, for instance, how many Northerners are there? How many Southwesterners are there? Why? Because it's not about the region, it's about competence. The national team, for instance, I bet people say it doesn't matter where they come from. Even if they are all siblings and relatives, as long as they can represent and represent well, that should be the most important thing.
True.
So I often want to de-emphasize on the region, whether you're from the print side of the divide, or the broadcast side of the divide, or the digital part of the divide. What is most important is credence and competence, and as long as that is put in place as the major yardstick for selection, I think we should all embrace that.
I accept. Okay, so let's get to the team, and my first question on the show is coming from a viewer who is in Lagos. Tosin Iloyomade says, what's the plan of getting the stranded players to you? There are 8 players that are stranded in Lagos and Abuja. What is the plan as of this morning?
All right, the NFF has made contingency plans to get these players in. We are hoping that the NLC strike will be called off soon. But in the event that doesn't happen, the NFF is making serious efforts, serious encounter letters, serious efforts to get those players into UTD. How they want to go about that, they wouldn't want to disclose. They wouldn't want to put that out, so it's not countered by any party or faction. So but by God's grace, those players will be with you today.
All right, so Obare Gere also, I don't know his location right now, whether he's in Nigeria or abroad. Have this question to ask. He said, "Boss, Mr. Elegbete, I love the new media officer. I quick love this guy. Oh. Normally, people need a quick love media officer of the national team. Oh. Even Tony Ibitoye, that is a pastor. He said, I love the new media officer. But this is his question. Why is Daniel Amokachi not part of the coaching crew? The second question is asking, you've already answered. So, why is Daniel Amokachi not part of the coaching crew yet?
Okay, I think that's a question that will go to the coach. Apparently, Daryl Amokachi is the first assistant. His absence is well known to the coach. Certainly before match day, Dan Amokachi will be in Uyo with the team. But at the moment, he's taking permission to be away. Those are for very personal reasons, and if his absence would cause a problem to the team, or his absence would impact on the performance of what the team would want to do on Friday, then I mean the conversation will have been different. But as we speak, he's taking the permission of the head coach, Judge Finidi, to be away until a certain time, and that permission was expressly granted.
Well, I promise. Let me ask you this: if you've always been, all of us are fans of the Super Eagles, and you're a broadcast journalist by excellence. Now you are the media officer of the team, and one of the most difficult transition is to go from the guy who criticized the team, whether objectively, constructively, but criticism is criticism, to the guy who not defend. You are the firework of this team. You are the defender of this team, and automatically you would offend. The first line of people you will offend are your fellow sport journalist friends, because now you are the regulator of access. Talk to me, how challenging is this transition? Because most time we don't even care about how the media officer go through this. How challenging is it?
Well, I arrived camp yesterday. I arrived camp on Sunday evening, and from then till now, I must say kudos to my predecessors. You know, they've done a wonderful job. In less than 2 days, I'm almost losing weight.
I like that.
Due to the barrage of calls, barrage of messages, everyone is asking different questions almost at the same time. You're struggling to respond to 1,001 persons at the same time. This person says I have a show at 7, someone says I have a show at 7:05, I have a show at 7:10 across the nation. So it's really, really challenging. I mean, I was talking to former Ususu yesterday of Hotspot, and I said, it's a different ball game when you cover the Super Eagles from the outside, and when you cover the Super Eagles from the inside. It's challenging, I must say. And the first part of the question, which relates to being an objective, constructive, or otherwise critique of the national team to a defender of the national team. Well, in public relations, we are told that, in as much as you want to defend something, you must do so with diplomacy. You must do so with balance, such that those who pass the messages across to would perceive your messages are apt and balanced. So, as the image maker of the Super Eagles, my primary assignment is to make the team look good.
True.
And how I disseminate that information is also very critical. And that I've been doing in the past 2-3 days now, and certainly what I have to do basically is to push out information from the Super Eagles camp. You ask me a question, I will tell you the way it is. I will tell you just the way it is. So it all now depends on how you want to perceive it. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
True, I get it. I get
If
it.
you ask me, if you ask me a question, I will tell you just the way it is. A lot of persons have asked me one very, very popular question: how many players are in camp? I will tell you there are 15.
15.
I will tell you there are 15. 14 and a half. They are 15. They are 15. And if you ask me what about this player, what about that player, I will tell you just the way it is, because my job is to tell you what is going on in camp. So I don't think that's supposed to be a big deal.
Right. Have you met any player in the Super Eagles that you either do had criticized and he just look at you and say, now you did talk this thing about me that time, or Alpha? Have you met any player right currently?
Well, players I seriously criticized are no longer in the national team at the moment. What we have in the team now are the new guys, young guys.
Now God save you, so.
the newer generation of Super Eagles players.
Now God save. I know why. Now God save you.
But Matthew, the truth is, I've been in this industry for 22 years. I'm still a small boy in this job. But then over time, even if I criticize you, I don't criticize you from a point of wanting to demean or bring you down, right?
No, but in fairness,
what is visible.
In fairness, footballers, first of all, footballers are human beings with overbloated ego. When you add illiteracy with the kind of money that they have, let's be honest here. Even if you say, "Oh, he didn't cross that ball," where they take it so personal. There are players in the Super Eagles that don't talk to me at all. No matter what I do, they would never talk to me. They would never grant me interview. It doesn't matter, right? Because I always say it doesn't matter. It's the way they take it. Now, it happens like that. Like, I remember when I was asked to come be the media officer of the Super Eagles, I told Madrid then that, listen, guy, I can't, because I'm the kind of guy that will go overboard. I know who I am. I will be in that Super Eagles if a player does something that is not right. I will tell the world that this is what this guy did. I'm not here to come and protect anybody's. And I'm just like, oh, no, we don't want that. So that's how the idea ended. But no, it's true. But the thing is, footballers, because of the size of their ego and the fact that the bigger your ego, the smaller your brain. So you don't process things well. You need people around you to feed that ego. And sometimes when you don't get it right, it becomes a problem. But what I'm going to say is, first of all, thank you for being on my show this morning. And I wish you the very best. From the few whispers I'm already hearing from people, it seems like your road is going to be the easiest one. It's going to be smooth. We pray that there's no crisis. I also hope that we'll qualify for the World Cup, because that's when that's when it's going to hit you very hard. Yesterday I made a very simple tweet explaining the implication of the strike, and people are already shredding me on Twitter like I'm the one that, I'm the most insensitive human being. I made this tweet. The tweet was simple. I said the implication of this strike by the TUC and the NLC on the Super Eagles, if at the time we were not sure if the international airspace is open, but now it is confirmed that the international airspace is open, so South Africa can fly in, and the Super Eagles can also fly out of Nigeria to Cote d'Ivoire for the Benin Republic game. So that's not possible. But at the time I made that tweet, we're not sure, and I said if we were unable to allow South Africa to come in, we will forfeit the point, 3 points and 3 goals, and then will not also be able to go to Cote d'Ivoire for the Benin Republic game. That means that the first major casualty will be the Super Eagles going to the World Cup. People, you need to go to Twitter and see the comments of people. I said, but this is not me saying the strike is not good. This is me just telling you this is the implication, and it's the blunt truth. But Nigerians think I'm not sensitive. I'm not sensitive to their pains. I'm collecting money from government. Why would I not say that? But hey, it is what it is. So my brother, I wish you the very best. And as they say in America, break a leg, man. Thanks for being on the show this morning.
Thank you so much, Matthew.
Yeah, so that's the media officer of the Super Eagles. He does come across like somebody who would walk the plank and walk it very, very well. Sometimes there are some people who get the job and you're like, okay, how did this one get the job? And some other times there are people who gets the job who's like, I'm not even sure. I wasn't sure because Promise is a very it's a church boy. Let me put it that way. It's a replica of what you call a church boy. But I mean, we saw him yesterday, and the way he's going about it already tells me, okay, this guy is going to get his foot on the right place. He's going to get it done well, and we just hope that he gets the support and the facilities and the equipment. I would have loved for. I thought that in the final, phase of Raji was really settling in on the job. It took him 2 years to master what it means to do this job, and he was settling in. I would have loved for them to bring him promise, to support, to add to him, because we've gone past the stage where only one man runs the media unit of a national team. So there is the NFF media unit, and then there is the Super Eagles media unit. But then the Super Eagles is the biggest brand of the national team. So you need a whole lot, the video editor, cameraman, people, audio people, linemen, and all that. But that's a different conversation for another day. We're still stuck in the era of press release and the most basic of the job. But in this digital media age, they need to do way more than that. Having said that, let's come back to the other conversations that we should have. The transfer gist that is speculating right now is big. I mean, we've reached the age where coaches are now being transferred. It's interesting. I mean, imagine Fidelis Lechuko wins the league for Rangers, or Daniel Ogumodede wins it for Remo Stars, or probably Yema, who is the rank outsider defending champions, wins it for Eyiba, and maybe another club wants to sign them and they have to pay Eyiba transfer fee. It'll be interesting because that's the new normal now. I hope that that new normal also reflects in our own football as well, because growth should not be one-sided. But we saw England win Hungary yesterday by 3-0, and we saw Trent Alexander-Arnold score a goal. We saw Harry Kane come in and score a goal. And then we also saw Iberichieze, who was pretty direct and all that. Some people say that's a miss for Nigeria. I don't know if it's a miss for Nigeria, but I always like to look from what I have on the inside and make the very best use of it. I don't know what that means to you guys, but if you think it's a miss, tell me why you think it's a miss. Michael Olise have also been listed in the France Olympic squad, provincial squad for the Olympics. Some other people say it's a mix for Nigeria, and I keep saying this boy have never shown interest. It sounds like he's disgusted to be mentioned in the same sentence with Nigeria. But why people still think he's in Nigeria? Somebody told me that I am not more Nigerian than Michael Olise, and I was like, somebody who openly say that he doesn't want to have anything to do with Nigeria. He's more Nigerian than I am. Well, it is what it is. And I asked him if this boy was a poor boy in Peckham, would you say he's Nigerian because he's playing football for Crystal Palace? And you think that everybody who plays football, who have a black skin, who seem to have a Nigerian relative, should be invited to the national team. But hey, let's keep the conversation going. What's on the transfer story this morning? Liverpool and Brazil goalkeeper Alisson Becker, 31, have been identified by the Saudi Arabian Pro League as one of their main targets for this summer. And then, the Saudi Arabia team is beautiful in a lot of ways. Back in the day, it's like, if you're a Christian, don't go to Saudi Arabia. They use religion to take follow our hand. Don't go to Saudi Arabia, blah, 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 blah. You see what's money there. Alisson Becker is a pastor. Firmino is a pastor as well. But I'm just putting that in the conversation. Aston Villa looks set to complete a £5 million deal to sign England midfielder Ross Barkley, 30, from Luton. And Arsenal will reluctantly let England international Eddie Nketiah, 25, leave the club, with Fulham prepared to offer around 30 million. Not be reluctantly, we are very, very happy to let you go for the forward. That 30 million is good enough. Who is also interesting, Crystal Palace, Wolves, and Everton. So please bring the money. They can push it up. Since there's not a bidding war, they can push it up to 50. That's a super bonus. But Arsenal said, why wouldn't they sell player past the 30, 35 million? Every time it's always that range, 30, 35 million. Well, the Gunners are also open to offers for Ukraine left back Oleksandr Zinchenko. To say that guy is smoke bullet powder. So lie, the smoke the powder with this bullet, gunpowder, the smoker. 27 has been linked with Bayern Munich. Bye-bye. Leeds United Dutch winger Crescencio Somerville has emerged as a £30 million transfer target for Liverpool. Sunderland are determined not to sell England youth international Joe 18 with teammate Tottenham, Brentford, and Crystal Palace all keen on the midfielder. We also have stories coming in that Manchester United and Liverpool are monitoring Sporting Lisbon and Portugal centre-back Goncalo Inacio, who's 22, is actually a good, pretty decent player. It's not a Ruben Dias, but he's there and got the potential to get to that level or even better. Real Madrid have decided to exercise their option to sign Spain forward Joselu, who is 34, on a permanent transfer from Espanyol. Even though it feels like the main man is going to be Mbappe, there is also a problem in that attack because now we don't know where Mbappe will play, whether he will play through the middle. If he does, Jude Bellingham, who's played as a false nine, where will he play? What about if he decides to play through the left side? What happened to Vinicius Jr., who suffered from some racist insult from opposition, and also who's the one strong force for Real Madrid? They never say that club. They always wanted to win club and all that. But we will see as the season progresses. Liverpool are plotting to sign new defensive midfielder with Japan international Wataru Endo, 31, viewed only as a stopgap player when he was signed. Well, Wataru Endo obviously doesn't fit the bill for the new coach as it is right now. Borussia Dortmund do not have first option to buy on loan Dutch defender Ian Matheson, 22, with Chelsea £35 million release clause open to any clubs interested in the 22-year-old left back. That's according to the story. England winger Jadon Sancho, 24, will push for a permanent move back to Dortmund from Manchester United this summer. That is if Dortmund have the money to pay. Well, we still have stories coming up here. Manchester United are set to lose English midfielder Omari Fosin this summer after the 19-year-old turned down the club's final contract offer. Major League Soccer side San Diego lose set to sign PSV Eindhoven and Mexico winger Javier Lozano. Well, he's been having some good time, so they should keep him there. AC Milan have lined up Lille boss Paulo Fonseca. You remember this guy? That was a fantastic player back in the day. 51 to replace the departing Stefano Pioli as their manager for next season. And then Burnley have made contact with former West Ham, Newcastle, and Crystal Palace boss Alan Pardew, clean shave guy, as they start the new search for a permanent successor to Vincent Company. All right, let's see how that go for them, and I hope that if they get Alan Pardew, is able to resurrect them and bring them up pretty quick. Well, let's look at a few footballing headlines that is there. Talking about what I just mentioned, Daily Mail captioned it this way. He said the £567 million problem, Ballon d'Or favorite Vinicius Jr. plays on the left. Jude Bellingham was as excelled as a first nine, and Rodrigo scores important goal. Plus, Brazilian wonder kid Hendrick is arriving. So, how do Real Madrid fit in Kylian Mbappe in this conversation? If you have an idea, please put it in the comment section. How does Kylian Mbappe fit in perfectly into this team without other people, being displaced? Cristiano Ronaldo wishes Kylian Mbappe luck at Real Madrid as a post-throwback picture with the French superstar after his free transfer from PSG. There are some free transfer that breaks the heart. I mean, if you sign a player for over almost 170 million and then you nurture him, give him best salaries and everything, and he's young, he's a potential Ballon d'Or, multiple Ballon d'Or winner, he's already a World Cup winner, and when it's time to leave, he leaves on a free. I think it just shattered the whole essence of doing football business. You start looking at yourself like, what is really the essence of this investment? And somewhere in my head, I don't know why I'm thinking like this, but somewhere in my head, unless the French government intervene, I just think that somewhere around the corner, there is going to be a curveball release of some dirty stories about Mbappe coming from Paris Saint-Germain, or some sources that will not be quoted, but when it comes out, we will know it is Paris Saint-Germain. Yes, Chelsea have also yesterday come out to announce the signing of Enzo Maresca, who confirmed a new Chelsea head coach deal on a 5-year deal after emerging as the club's #1 choice and impressing with his champion mentality. If you remember, the tone is not changing. Before, when coaches are signed, you will hear things like the new manager. But these days, what you hear is head coach. I remember I told you guys this that time, that when the Sir Alex Ferguson and the Arsene Wenger era ends, what we will have is a revert back to what used to be. Those guys, especially Sir Alex Ferguson, use their powers to kill that position, and will start hearing manager. You're not a manager, you're a coach. Go and coach your team. But then, let's not forget that last weekend, the Bronze Bomber finally proved to us that he is finished. What Tyson Fury did to him, knock at any Benin Juju that they gave to him, he is finished, because the way they beat him, I mean, I don't expect the bronze bomber. I still think that he packed a very big punch, that he should be someone that should be feared. But mm-mm. The guy didn't even have any defense. The way they beat him, like I was like, oh God, is this the bronze bomber? Is this Omonado? Oh God, what is going on here? Why would you allow somebody to beat you like this? But it is what it is. And then over the weekend we also got news that Jose Mourinho is now Fenerbahce's manager or coach. Sorry, head coach, no manager anymore. So a whole lot of all this, gamut of all this to talk about. Whichever one tickle your fancy, let's talk about it. But then, before I bring you guys on board, let me remind you once again that there are 15 players in the camp of the Super Eagles. There are 8 players that are stranded somewhere, some in Abuja, some in Lagos. Marka Okoye is not here yet. The notable name, Calvin Bassi, I don't know if he was invited, but it's not here yet. Other players that are not here, Alex will be definitely not here yet, and a few others. Where are my people when I need them to talk to me about what they think and what they see. But having said that, if you are out there, I'm sure we can talk about other things. The Super Eagles have had some serious intensive training since they arrived camp. I think that they started the training pretty earlier. Even on Sunday, that was meant for the Trust Econ game, they were up on it. They went to train, finished training, they came in, and some of them, Wambali, Wilfred Ndidi, who looks very, very trim and in shape. Kelechi Anashaw, a few other players, Victor Boniface, and the home base players that have been invited, all of them. Some of them got involved in the Trust Ekong game, and it was beautiful. Trust Ekong, actually, I wasn't expecting that he could pull this type of stuff off, because I mean, he doesn't really look like the most friendly guy, but the entertainment people toned in for him. Plenty of praise must go to all of the partners, BFAs, Bobo Fred Ajudo's agency, the MPFL Live, Prepare Sports also partnered. Everybody who pulled in on ones, and every other person that pulled in, Puma, that made it possible for everybody to turn in and come in. It was nice. And Ahmed Musa showed up. Joseph Yobo was here. Kanwako came in to give moral support. Brian Idede looking like he was still going to sign, maybe play another 10 years, looking very trim and fit, was around, and a host of other players. I saw Edison Wachejile was here as well. Carly Keme came in, Vincent Yama. Though the stomach is big now, but Vincent Yama was a brilliant spot. It was good, charming, and really entertained, and gave everybody the joy that they needed. Trustekong was still Trustekong. You could tell that just coming back from injury. And some of his mates, Samantha, some of his mates from his club Olympiacos, and people he played with at Udinese, and all the players, foreign players came in. Alexander Song would have been here, but he was stranded in Lagos. His flight was cancelled, and then again he got struck with the strike and all that. So that didn't work for him. But hey, it is what it is. We had fun. It was beautiful. Now it's leading to the match with South Africa. South Africans over there are already saying, oh, they will beat the Super Eagles. The Super Eagles is not a team to be afraid of. Again, this has some markings of 2006. I remember when we went to go and play Angola with only 13 players at the time, 2 players on the bench and 11 on the field. Okay, and that game cost us the World Cup ticket. I'm not going to believe, I don't want to be negative, but having 15 players in camp a few days to the game does give you this, Indian sign, this feeling like, I hope this is not going to go back to what we've experienced before. But let's keep our fingers crossed and hope for the very, very best. The meals were nice. The food is good. The environment is fantastic. We're taking our time. I'm in this room here, and my producer, my cameraman, Kalijaya Ahmed, and Jamio are in the other rooms over there. So we go out on a daily basis to see what's going on, and talk to a few people. People here are a bit shy, reluctant to talk, but at the end of the day, they will come around. That's what I believe. And yesterday was relegation battle. Aqua United hosted Atlant. That match had a lot of implication for Sporting Lagos. For those of you who are fans of Sporting Lagos, the Sporting Lagos fans, some of them were here. I saw he's here. I saw Modo Victor here. They were all wishing for Sporting Lagos to survive, and the best way for that to happen, the best case scenario was for Heartland to win, and then second best case scenario was the game to end in the draw. But after maybe a first half where Heartland tried, they huffed and puffed, they crumbled, and two beautifully taken goals. One was a beautiful goal, and then the other one was a counter attack that ended with an own goal. And the story that was written, I think Aqua United also had as much chance as they can to score. That game could have ended 5, 6, or 7. It's a case of I could have killed a lot. This to happen to my children, but that didn't happen. But whatever it is, at Aqua United won. And then I noticed something yesterday that not common with the Nigerian league. A player of Aqua United finished playing, Chigozie finished playing and gave away his jersey immediately to a photojournalist from Lagos, Justina Nephew. Why that is interesting was the fact that I didn't know that. I'm sorry. I didn't know that there are multiple jerseys for this player, that the player can just give out his jersey. Like, man, there's a match coming up next weekend or so, and then you're just giving out your jersey like that. It gave me some very, very good vibe and good feeling. It was exciting. It was nice. Other than that, we'll be fine. Every other thing. Let me come to you guys now. If you have questions for me, questions for about our trip, what we're going here, the experience and all that, I'll be open to answer. Toselimadi said the government and NSC must shield their sword so that we can enjoy this game. Biko, let's hope so. I'm hoping that it comes out for the better for everybody. Toselimadi say, okay, back then, when I was in Abuja, getting match ticket is not always easy. Would the FA look into means of selling tickets online with barcode and latest tech? So let's first divorce that from the FA. It's not the FA's job to do that. So let me tell you how this works. The stadium must have the technology to be able to accept tickets with barcode. If the stadium doesn't have that technology, it's not going to work. Then the FA does not have its own stadium like in England where you have Wembley, that is the FA, the government stadium, but is given to the FA. So they have its own staff, every thing that work with it. In Nigeria, the staff of stadiums are just a stadium manager and a few people who are grandsmen, right? So we've not gotten to that place where there is the full scientific side, the technology side that is involved. There's not a stadium that have all those facilities that are required. Where there could be a scanner, we could get to the place. I think they use that for the Sporting Lagos game. So there could be a scanner that scans you and lets you in. It's doable. It's not rocket science. After all, people who do shows at the hotel, comedians and the rest, they have it. But we must be ready to get to that point first. That's one. Secondly, to get that done in a state like this where 90% of the time the state will just throw the stadium gates open. I'm always saying that Super Eagles is too big for stadium gate to be thrown open. They should create a way where people can buy tickets and go watch the match, because what you're doing is you're creating a culture of people going to the stadium knowing that they have to buy tickets. And if we keep throwing the gates open, we are opening the door for the football industry, the sports industry, to not make progress, not be commercially viable. Because for every time you throw that open, you're creating a mindset in the hearts and minds of the people that, oh, anytime there's a game here, we'll go and watch it for free. That's the reason why people couldn't come watch Rivers United Continental game when they were asking for people to pay to watch, because to them, we're watching a whole Super Eagles for free. Why are we going to pay for? Who are you that we're paying for you? That's the kind of thing that it costs, and it's a what's it called, trickle down effect, where one action becomes a catalyst to create many more of those ones. But let's hope that as we go in this country, we'll be able to fix those little things and get things right, just the way it works with other international standard. Okay, talk about what we say. Is there any special reason why our match is strangely fixed for 8 p.m.? I don't know if it is strange. I don't know if it is strange, but our players are coming from Europe. We don't want to create a situation where there is an excuse to say the heat is too much and all that. And you know that the heat wave we've been dealing with lately is very high. Again, you don't want to give anybody undue advantage. So let's put it on even footing where everybody can play equally, because the worst thing you want to do is to put us in a place where you say the heat is what cost us. That's one. Two, why? Because you're not the first person saying it. So why are Nigerians saying the game is strangely put at 8 p.m.? 90% of the games you watch across Europe on weekdays are played on 8 p.m. and you don't have a problem. Champions League is 8 p.m. Your Europa League games are 8 p.m. Most of the games you watch for weekdays. It's only weekend games that start between 12, 3, 4, 5, and the rest. So why would a game that we're playing on Friday that is running at 8 p.m. have the toga strangely? Because I don't think it is strange. It is the best thing. Is the right thing to do. It's the practice all over the globe, so it's not strange, in my opinion. But if you can explain talk about for way, maybe I will get the context in which you say it is strange. Because like I always say, no man know you thought there is a reason. There must be a reason why you consider it strange. Olatunji Manu say, boss, just wanted to ask if Finidi fancies any home-based players as part of the squad. There are four, if I'm not mistaken, four home-based players in the squad already. So Sadiq is there, Tanem is there. There are four home-based players in the squad. I was hoping that, I mean, the situation that we find ourselves in, if these players that are stranded in Lagos and Abuja don't come in today, you most likely are going to have those home-based players start. So let's see what they can do, if they can live up. I saw them in training. They had their own against the big boys, but time will tell. Time will tell. I'm not in the business. I would that day will not come of telling the coach who to pick and who not to pick. I will give my opinion on my shows like this, but it's the coach's job to pick who he wants to pick. Yes, we want home-based players to be in the team. They've been given a chance. Let's see how they go from there. Well, Tosile Madese finally Mbappe has been unveiled. Hope Real will not win the UCL again next season. Well, the question is, what is stopping them? Who's going to stop them? Right? Who's going to stop them? Without a striker, a proven striker, they were able to win it with their two center back almost out of the season for the whole season. Let's not forget that in this Champions League, I don't think that they lost any game in this Champions League, or probably they lost only one game in this Champions League this season. With what they have right now, they can confidently attack. They can soak up the pressure and hit you on the counter. Rodriguez can run, Mbappe can run, Vinicius Jr. can run. There is trouble in David's house, but let's see how it goes anyway. Yayata will say, when is Nigeria going to have a stable coach like that of Clement Versov or Aliou Cisse of Senegal? Have a stable coach who will return the Super Eagles chemistry. Well, I agree with you on that one, but the when is you and I. And when we talk about when, again, Ganatra was here for 5 years. That's the same time that Clement Versov was here. And since then, we've been going in and out. Nigerians will also play a role in this, because we always fire the coach. The coach is not good. His formation is not good. His pattern is not good. When you do that, you put the NFF under pressure, and they prove to you that they are listening management of our football, and then they fire the coach. So it is also up to us all to decide what we really want and how we want our team to go. And then maybe we cannot relax a bit in the type of pressure. There's nothing wrong in putting pressure, but the type of pressure, the amount of pressure that will put on these people to do the things that they do. Talk about for always say, don't mind them, but it's like saying Nigeria will regret Ross Barkley's decision to play for England. Like you said, the likes of Eberici Olise have never shown interest in repping our country. When people say those things that, oh, Nigeria missed him, this is one player that could have won the World Cup. Okay, now Eberici is playing for England. England is better than Nigeria. England have all the facilities. England have all the money, have everything. Please go and win the World Cup for England. Last time I checked, before I was born, England won one World Cup that they robbed Brazil and rob everybody to win. And that trophy, I'm sure that if you go to their trophy cabinet, if you look at the trophy is lonely, the trophy is ugly, the trophy is not fine. When we're counting World Cup, we're counting this Coupe Monde proper World Cup trophy, not that just necklace pendant that they gave them as that they gave them as World Cup trophy. But hey, since that time, they've not won any other trophy again. Played in 2 Euros finals, I think in '96 against Germany, and just recently against Italy, and that's all she wrote since that time till now. But people believe that players who turned down Nigeria to choose England have been given a better opportunity. I don't understand what you mean by better opportunity. Let's see what they will do. Between that time and now, Nigeria have played in how many finals of the AFCON continental competition, which is the same version of their own Euros. And we've won 3, a lot of them. If we've won all the finals that we've been on, like Real Madrid, we'll be numero uno, way ahead of Egypt, who are on 7. But hey, it is what it is. But people believe that if you turn your back on Nigeria, Nigeria will not suffer. Well, let's see how with time we will know. Jerry Sampson said, bros, good. Please say something about this message. I was suspended from Cool FM because we went to industry night and sat down with people from Beat FM on same table. Stephanie Coker, Aderinoku. What do you want me to say that I have not said before? First of all, why are you people taking the Stephanie Coker story serious? When I said it, I tweeted something similar to it a week before Stephanie Coker's story came out. You people said, many of you people on Twitter said I was seeking attention. That it does not happen. That it's not that bad. It's well, nothing of such can happen. It's okay, no problem. No, because now woman, in one of my videos, I said men and women are rated differently. When a man says something, for instance, if a man say a woman beat him, instead of so why woman go beat him, I go say the man is so lazy. How lazy can you be that a woman is beating you? So when I first talk, I say, now this thing that happen for this industry. When I look me like say, I be devil. I tweeted, I said, the BBC, the ITV, Sky Sports, Daily Mail, and the rest, they know how to quote their fellow media in the UK, in Europe. The BBC would be on air, be doing a show. They'll tell you, according to Jeff Stalin on Talk Sports, this is what he said. And sometimes they would even play the sound. And then they'll continue. CNN, their greatest rival in America is Fox, MSNBC, right? But you will see that they would take a comment and a commentary from Fox with all the Fox insignia, all of them, their watermark, their trademark, their brand, and everything on it. And CNN will put it and say, listen to what so-and-so person from Fox said. And the news will continue. Their rivals, though, in Nigeria, somebody would take the work that Daffy did and put it on their platform and say, why speaking to our correspondents? I work for you. They're not going to mention the name of the correspondent. They're going to make sure they don't mention my brand. When I said it, you people said I was just seeking attention because we sure one even wrote that Daffy, because you're looking for YouTube subscribers, you would do anything to paint terrestrial media black. I said, okay, no problem. Make on a novice. Then Stephanie came out and said what she said, and then all of a sudden it became a serious thing. My people, what do you really want? What do you really want? You want somebody who will be packaging and be lying to you people, or you want somebody who will be telling the truth? That is a common practice. It's a common practice within the Nigerian media, especially in the sports media space. That one wey happen to Stephanie sef, na just small thing. Worse than that, have happened to some other people who cannot come out and speak because, again, if they speak, the bosses of the company that they are speaking against might blacklist them in such a way that they would never get a job again. Let me share you my story. You know, some of you don't even know the story of how I got fired from Brilla. I left Brilla, and you know, most times when I left Brilla, somebody went on Twitter to say, "Thank God that idiot that feel like he's a god, like you know it all, I've been fired. Nobody will be telling us that we don't have the right to have opinion anymore." Okay, no problem, fine. I think the station is still at the very top. At the time I was at that station, we're number one. I don't know if they're still number one now. It's not my business. But let me tell you why. I did a content called Sports as the Hot on YouTube. First off, it's not a conflict against my contract. I'm not a staff. I'm a contract staff, right? My contract is renewable every 6 months. I work 4 hours daily, which is I'm required to be on air from 6 a.m. to 11. Right? That's my shift. When I first started in April of 2020, I work morning, I work in the evening. I don't have an off day actually. I work every day. Saturday is actually supposed to be my off day, but I do a bed show on Saturday. So I'm either going to go to the studio and do it or I record it and do it. So I'm the kind of guy who you will say I work 8 days in a 7 days week. For 5 years of working, no off, no leave, no break. It's not a problem. I love the job that I do. I love this thing that I do. I always tell people that, listen, I'll do this thing for free. So if I get paid to do it, then it's fun. It's like playing football on the street. And then somebody calls you and says, I want you to be a professional player, I want to pay you money. We die here, right? But you see, when that thing happened, all I expected a good management to do is, oh, you're doing YouTube. We're also thinking of it because you've not even announced it. We're also thinking of it too. Can we partner? Can we collaborate? Because that's where the world is going to at the time. Can we collaborate? You just asked me, you just took offense. They called me, somebody wants to sack you from his company, held a 4-hour full management meeting, and he's talking about like one of your best guy ever in the history of your organization. Okay, I left. I don't even talk anything. I left. The next thing, they took my car. The story of that car will be on my book when I start penning my memos in the future. But this is the story. I did my own. I did my house. I used to have two cars, the BMW and the RAV4. Amrobas took one. I sold the BMW, and then Amrobas snatched the RAV4 on the 28th of August 2008. So there was a 6 years period where I didn't have a car, but it didn't really bother me because I had it. I was starting a family. Let's focus on that. I was earning 150,000. Who they earn 150,000? They pay rent, they pay school fees, go still get money to save to buy a car. By now, I was building a brand. Eventually, the brand will buy me a car. Anymore. As in my house, they called me one day. Hey, we don't like the fact that you're jumping buses and all that going to work. We need to provide you with a car loan. First off, I didn't want it. They push. You should make a choice: brand new car or Belgian car. I didn't want that. That's okay, Belgian car. They gave me a loan for 1.5 million. I went to buy a car, Toyota Camry. I liked it. I bought it, the green one. And for those of you who know me pretty earlier, I used to use that car. And it was okay. And then I was paying back the loan, and I paid it completely. But there was a clause on the contract for that loan. They said, if I am leaving before the end of the loan, the payment of the loan, I will pay 2 million instead of 1.5. Obviously, I didn't leave. I didn't leave. I stayed. Now, this is where it gets completely twisted. And for those people who keep telling me, no, you have to go settle with your former boss, all of them go die for what, and they talk that nonsense. On that day, the 15th of August 2017, I asked him, first off, I've cleared the 1.5. Like months before that day, I've cleared it, right? I asked, this one now that this is happening, February was there, managers were there, Joe, almost everybody was still in that office. And I said, this one that this is happening, am I going to return the car? This was what my former chairman said. No, the car is yours. 16 days after I left, Muffina left. Remember, when I left, I was quiet. I didn't say anything. I don't get anything to drag with anybody. I knew that Mio Esiogene Daffy, street boy from Warri, you sacked me. I don't understand. Who sacked Messi or Ronaldo? I'll go on somewhere else and go and live my life. And then they came with a court injunction that I should return the car. This guy that said this, okay, so he's not a man of his word. And why am I returning the car? I went to my lawyer straight up, Barrister Paul Musa and Co. I went to his chambers and I told him, see, look at the details. When I was fired, I also told him, and he was like, oh, this is first of wrongful dismissal. You can go to court. I said, no. If I sue this man, I go to court. If I make I claim 100 million, my image will be damaged for life. You know why? Any success that I work out to make will be painted with that ungrateful idiot that went and sued his former Oga. And now Nigeria is not America. You are talking as an American lawyer. I'm a Nigerian. Nigeria is a country of emotions. The right thing is easily judged as the wrong thing. That's why if you go report rape, they go ask you, what were you wearing? What do you go do for that? So I don't want anybody to taint the success way they come my way. Let that matter go. So when the car issue came, he also said the same thing, that no, it's not possible. First off, it is criminal what he has just done. I said, no, leave him. Let's give him the car. Because peradventure, where they go now, if I succeed, he would always tell people, say, now my car, now me give him the car, where he take the do all this, he walk. So let's give him that. So that's how I left it. Because people who keep saying that I should clear the air. This is clearing the air. And it's because of this Stephanie's question. I moved the car back and there. Left, and I went to go and buy this, my current 2K Honda City. A friend of ours was traveling abroad. They were relocating. The man had been abroad for like 20 years. He was now relocating his family, and that was the car the wife was driving. So he wanted to sell him. I said, okay, no problem. I paid. And so I put it in the order, and I've been riding it since then. Been living my life, growing my business, trying to buy equipment and the rest. My point here is, After all of this, see us, see life now. This digital media where they say no go work. But in between, let's say the caveat, this is where it gets very dirty and evil. Sacking people is not a bad thing. People get fired every day. But these people told every radio station not to give me a job or give me airtime to even do show. Wrote to every agency not to give me any job, anything campaign. Since 2017, August today, one single advertising agency have not given me one campaign. Like, hey, if they were running this campaign, oh, please, oh, we need you to be part of the campaign. They've not given me. You know the funny thing? I also now realize that Timmy Dakolo said something when I got fired, and he said, God is too wise to leave the destiny of any one man, to leave anybody's destiny in the hands of any one man. And that was as fact as they come. At the end of the day, when I was working in Brilla, me and my wife, after the second child, we said, no, we can't have a third one on this salary. With this family will disintegrate. Well, I left, I got fired, and on the street, building a company at a zero with no support, we had a third child. It was a family planning that failed, though. Since that time till now, I produced the league. I've done things. I travel everywhere. I don't even get crew. Somebody, my staff, go on to Big Brother. I don't produce staff when don't buy house for VIU. We buy house, they drive brand new car. I don't remember anybody for that organization. We thought say if you use money to buy house. And you know, I'm just saying that. So when people say some of the things that I see people on Twitter say some things like, and I not just know anything. Do you see this Twitter? When I go buy 200 naira glow card, glow go dash on a 30 MB. When I go down the tweet, it is what I like. So my own prayer, like I tell some people, more than not go tweet against people where at the end of the day, now they're gonna be on a destiny helper tomorrow. And some of this is what I say now, go stand in judgment against you now. So more would they very, very careful for people, especially when people they go through their own downtime. It's not good. More than it say it good. Nigerians like to support the oppressor against the oppressed. Like it does you any good. It does you any good to be excited about it. A multinational organization is oppressing one small person. Una go they want most of una go want they defend them, they justify them. Stephanie is bold to come out. Maybe the reason why she was able to come out, let me be very honest, is that she don't choose another industry. Because if she never choose another industry, na very, very big risk. She don't choose another industry, she don't see another road to go. Murphy too, now Murphy will tell your story himself. You know, these people don't see other industry where they'll go to fit up. If you not conquer another industry to go, you go suffer and they keep quiet though. Because these people, the cabal, it's struck as a political cabal, but let's move on. And because you asked this question, maybe give you this full detailed explanation so you know the kind of suffering people they go through every day. Osimhen tweeted something some time ago that I will never forget. He said, if you know where we are coming from and what we've been going through, you will not wish us to fail, even if we offend you. I met one guy here yesterday. He's always fond of sending me message to send him help. And sometimes you will just know that the person is not even grateful. You send him 20K, sometimes 50K, sometimes 10K. The response, the approach is that thank you, just move on. And I tell her, say, you know, so all those times when they ask me for those money, now 150,000 naira that they pay me monthly. He said, Baba, na lie. Now I open my phone, share some saved emails from the past where I think they receive my salary. I said, see my monthly salary now 150K. I have a wife, I have 2 children at the time, and I live on the island in Lagos. You may not know, but this is the cost of living on the island. You never get any time when it's a day cheap. And this is in the middle of all of this. Now you send me this one, send me that one, send me this one. And when I'll do finish, you will still have the guts to insult me for social media. But God will judge all of us one day. So every good deed will be repaid, just the same way every bad deed will be repaid. Let's move on from that. I hope it clears the air on the Stephanie question. Demola Abiani Ibrahim says, good to be back. Make this track no go affect our qualifiers. So from the look of things, he might know, but I don't know. I was given strong assurance that the stranded players will be in Uyo today. I want to believe that it will happen. There is arrangement to make it happen, military jet or something. I don't know. I don't know how, but that's just my head thinking. Those players will be here. So let's see how that goes as we go. Adebolu Adiagbo says that South Africans are fond of making noises, particularly when they are playing with Nigeria, very bitter rivals. Well, they can make that noise. They've been to Uyo. They've not lost in Uyo. They came here one time. That's a Mason equalizer. They scored. It was 2-2. Second time they beat us 2-1 or so. So they can make noise. They've also suffered a lot, so I wouldn't blame them. In football, the noise is part of what makes it exciting. Isaka Wasiu Alabi say, why is Amokashi is not around the team? Well, he's the assistant coach, like the press officer, the media officer answered earlier on that he had some pressing family issues, and he took excuse, and the coach granted the excuse, so it is fine. Therefore, say, I use the word strangely because we hardly play our matches at such time here in Nigeria. Again, we move with the times. We have lost match before, and they say that the heat is the reason why they lost the game. We've lost match before, what we say is because of the pitch. So we move with the time. We say people should improve and change. They're moving with the time. So Friday games, weekday games, play in the night. So it's okay. Olatunji Emmanuel say, now that Cruz is gone, do you think Madrid has any loophole that needs to be fixed, and how do you create balance in a team like that out of possession so they do not fall flat when attack? First off, I'm hearing stories that Cruz will change his mind. So gone or not gone, I'm not sure. But Madrid also have played without Cruz in many games and have done well. There's Camavinga, there's Chomani, who sometimes fell at the back because Militao and the other guy were not available. So in the defensive midfield position, those are there. Jude Bellingham will fill the number 10 position if the need arises. So Luka Modric and Cruz, even if they step aside, they have already gotten the players that will fill each of those positions. I don't think that Madrid is the team that is best at transitioning from generation of players to another one. They are the best at it. That's why in the very ultimate, very greatest best of FC Barcelona, Madrid still won more Champions League than FC Barcelona in their ultimate best period. So I think that they are a team that have just gotten better with this transfer of Mbappe, and I don't think this is the only transfer that they will make, because again, remember, it's a free transfer. They still have all their money in their pocket to do whatever they want to do. Mbappe also took a pay cut from what is earning at Paris Saint-Germain, about 8.7 or so, or 9 million, to come play for Real Madrid. So we'll see how it goes on that one. I think even if Cruz doesn't come back, reverse his decision to retire, I think that Madrid, like I always say, Madrid is not a football club. They are the deity of football. They are the Zeus of football. They are the ones who can do and undo. Yeah, giving them too much credit in the eyes of Barcelona fans, but it is what it is. That is the reality of what we see with Barcelona. And finally, Taiwo Konade say, I feel like we aren't prepared enough to face South Africa. In fact, some of our players has been on holiday while other countries have been training since a week ago. Good luck to us, Sha. Tsuge just say thanks for the updates. Okay, thank you very much. Now let me say something to you, bros. Taiwo Kunade. From the players that I saw in training, I was at the training yesterday, and I've seen the training season resume. There is intensity. But then again, there is also the issue of when match starts, the tension, the fright, stage fright, and all of that might come to play. I don't know. But from what I saw, I think that those players are looking fit. But like I've said before, leading up to a match, I don't like to overhype the Super Eagles, because you might do that and they will still go and fall your hand. Am I very confident of this team? Don't ask me that question, because I don't have an answer. Again, I am very biased when it comes to the Super Eagles. I'm never objective. I always support them. And sometimes that's why when I criticize them critically because of how they are playing and how they are behaving, people say some things. Again, the players that have not been around, this is going to be like the biggest headache that Finidi the Judge will have. The players that have not been around might be players that will come in, maybe they come in today or tomorrow, and then on Friday you see them starting. Some of the players will not look at themselves like, what it can make us come early? Because those players that are not around, that are stranded, if we really want to have a conversation, they could have been here since. But they choose their time. Okay, they also did not prepare themselves for the strike. So I'm not going to be here and blame them. They don't know that was going to happen. But all the same, Why were they planning to come to camp on Monday before? The camp have opened since, and some of them was even supposed to support their skipper, Trustekog. Why didn't they show up? Okay, that's a different conversation for another day. Let's see how the coach, Finidi George, handles his first official match as the national team coach, and we'll see how he does his selection, because those are the things that he will live and die by. How he does his selection, how he plays his team, the tactical arrangement, the ideologies, philosophy, how the players takes it in on board and then translate it in their play. Is there going to be urgency, sense of urgency in their play? Is there going to be hunger? Is there going to be a desire that, oh, we missed out on the last World Cup, we want to go to the World Cup, we've not really done well since, let us be this, let's just change it. And then we went to the AFCON, we came second, but we're treated like royalties, even when the president that got national honors. Let's use this one to say thank you to Mr. President for treating us with regard, even though at the time when the country's economy is in comatose. Again, I like the strike a bit, because again, it shows the players that look, oh, things hard though. So for this match one that they play, if this is the only way to put a little bit of smile, a little bit of joy in the faces of the people that are going through this critical hardship that's going on in Nigeria right now, let us do it. I mean, if I'm the coach of the national team, I'm Finidi George, that's the angle I will come from. That's where I will start talking to the players from. Like, guys, Nigerians are like, they've been screwed with a vice. They've been locked. They are like in Auschwitz concentration camp right now. And if there is just one flicker of light that you can give to them, is to win South Africa. It's not going to be paper over crack. It's not going to wash away all the many suffering that they're going through, the economy, the inflation, the whole hardship that Nigerians are going through. But it's going to momentarily give them a reason to be happy. Maybe for 5 minutes, maybe for 10 minutes, maybe for 1 hour, maybe for a day. And if you can't go, you're not going to Benin Republic game again in Cote d'Ivoire and also win. It just might be the Elysium, the drug that keep them high and tamper their anger a bit. It's not a solution, but it's a temporary fix. That might just, inspire this player. Most of them are going to go to Europe where the economy is good, where everything is fine, their salary is guaranteed, their lifestyle is guaranteed, everything is guaranteed. But all of us go there, suffer. All of us, as I did so now, I did get daily report from my wife, no lights, this one happened, that one, buy fuel scarcity, this. I have to deal with it. I have to deal with my crew here. They are also getting report, I have to deal with it. So now they suffer them together. So if you can use that to motivate these players, maybe. Nigerians, again, from the reactions that I saw on Twitter, it seems like Nigerians are also not even concerned again about the national team. A lot of people don't care. They like their win, they like their not win. The World Cup means nothing again to people. But I know that that's something coming from a place of pain and anger and frustration. So if I go on to beat South Africa 5-0, for instance, so hypothetically, the conversation will change. They go on to beat Benin Republic, same score line, the story will change. So I'm hoping. Yes? All right. So whatever it is, it gets to the point where we get a result. For Finidi George's sake, for the sake of every indigenous coaches, I hope to God that he wins. I hope to God that he manages his team very well. There is no loss of the dressing room. All that for the sake of indigenous coaches. Because, like I told him earlier on when he just got the appointment, I said, let me tell you, you're going to be the fastest coach to be swept off by the wave of angry Nigeria, because Nigerians are not going to be angry with you, but there is a volcanic eruption of anger on the ground already. From the election, the way the result went, to the economy, to everything going on right now, every Nigeria is a keg of gunfire. It is gunpowder, sorry. It is a spark of fire away from explosion. And so, one bad result, nobody will be patient. They will spend the whole week, month tearing you down. I said it to him. So, if you need to kneel down and beg these players, if you need to lick their asses, all those things, they say coaches must be authoritarian, no. Find their sweet spot, touch it, meet them at their sweet spot, get them go. Because again, your career is also, you cannot leave this job of being the Super Eagles coach and then you're going back, and you might already terminate you. So you're going to look, if you leave now, what's the club that you want to go and coach in the MPFL? Let's be honest. Where's the club that can pay you this type of money? And your retirement in football don't take, so money could also come off for your hand, especially at now when we say everybody's in your DM asking you for more money than your family members are even asking you. So it's a long story, it's a long conversation. Let's hope that everything goes well, players win for them, and then they move on. Well, having said that, Tuge just says thank you for the update. Thank you very much. Tapa for it says, who is your ideal point man for our team? Arsenal amongst the strikers in the market as we prepare for the new season. I think I will go with the guy with RB Leipzig. What's his name? Oh God, what's his name? Why am I forgetting? Shit, Jesus. And I really, all days how they do me. I talk this to people try to lie. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Let me look for him. Jesus. I like Zikezi. Benjamin Sesko. That's the name I'm trying to remember. Where am I? Benjamin Sesko. I think Benjamin Sesko will be good. I'm not sure of Vlahovic. I'm not sure if Vlahovic would deliver, will fit in, but Benjamin Sesko is good. Zikezi is also good. I think those two are on top of my list right now for the players that should come in. But for Arsenal in midfield, there's a player that I am envious of. When Aston Villa beat us 2-0, I'm just saying, let's just go and steal this guy from Aston Villa. Not only Watkins, Douglas Luiz. If that guy comes in and pair with Declan Rice, and then you give other guy the free reign to play up front, up ahead of the two of them, I think it would bring back that relationship between Patrick Vieira and Emmanuel Petit, or Gilberto Silva and I think it was who again was with him, and the rest of them, and it will make a whole lot of sense. I hope they are able to get him and then get a wide man to also compete with Bukayo Saka. Is enough trying to make him the poster boy of the team. It's time to move on and do other things. Right? Where did I stop? David Ayodele say countries like Ghana, when I reside, have 26 players for World Cup qualifiers. Why couldn't Nigerian coach do same so that it will not affect our team if there is any injury concern? Well, we've invited 30 before. People complain that we invite too many. We invited 45 before under Ganotro. I remember. We've also invited when we're playing the two-legged games. We've also invited 30 most times under Amaju, but it is paucity of fund. Ghana is the most funded. Ghana football team is the most funded in Africa. Okay, so their own system is different. Ours is the lack of fund means we have to cut our coats according to our material. And at times where we don't even have the material to do coats, we use it to sew singlet. If we cannot do singlet, we use it to do handkerchief. So that's where we stand with all of this. Okay. And then again, some other players that they would have invited also are already injured. That's the information I have about that one now, because I remember I also asked that question some time ago. Rockwood, every time I hear Rockwood, I remember I was on the rock. Say, boss, Elevator, I agree to two. How do you think Finidi would manage the likes of Murphy and Boniface or the front line? Because I'm damn tensed about the match against South Africa. I am tense too. I wouldn't lie to you. I'm tense, and seeing that there are only 15 players in camp, I'm also tensed about that. The good thing is the first choice goalkeeper is here. I don't know who's going to play in defense. It's almost the entire defense line is not available yet, but we'll see how it goes. For Terry Murphy and Victor Boniface, Victor Sima is not here, so it makes it easy. You can play either the two of them or decide to go for Terry Murphy. Start with Victor Boniface with more players in the midfield. Kelechi Iheanacho is there, and then later you bring out one player and then you bring the other. Because again, sometimes the team is as good as its bench. You win some matches from your bench, and I think there's the opportunity to look at that, explore that angle with the coach currently. So if they can play the two of them, I don't think there's a problem. I watched them training yesterday. They were opposite each other, but the way they run and the way they angle their movement, I don't think that there are players that will run into the same channel. Boniface likes to hang on to the ball, likes to hug the ball. Terry Murphy also dances on the ball a bit, but he does seem to have the desire to cut to the byline and assist his mate or shoot. So I think they are a bit different in their approach, so that works well for the team. If they play together, they can go. If they play independently, they're fine. The thing is, who will bring the supply? Who will feed them? That's what the question really is. Who will feed them? Who will supply them the passes that will make them uh, deliver the goods for us. We can get that done and they get a good rub of the green, then we're good to go. I don't think there's any other question. Finally, gotten the extra 15 minutes that I promised. So we're good now. Be here again tomorrow. Hopefully, if the Super Eagles don't train in the morning tomorrow, the reason why I'm able to do this, yesterday trained in the morning, that's why I didn't do the show. The reason why I'm able to do this is because the training today is a closed door training, so they're not going to be there. But please, guys, help us to engage the contents that we're bringing out here, and we will try our best to do more. Tomorrow is also media pally, so it means that if the media pally is set for morning, we'll be heading from here to the hotel that is a bit far, about 45 minutes from where we are, and we'll get there and get as much interviews and questions in as much as possible. So what I plead that you guys do is in the comment section, if there is any question you want us to ask the Super Eagles player, I cannot tell you the player we will interview. The ones that are available for us within the time that is allocated that we'll interview. But if you have questions, just put the questions in the comment sections and write the name of the player or just say any player. And then once we're there, I'll be able to look at it and ask those questions as it goes. I'll try my best to do the best that I can do within the space that I've given and the time that I have to do what I can do, and also go on the street to ask a few people questions. I've got a few of them that I will do as we go. Meye Kobo Ayodeji says, sorry if I don't pronounce the name properly, I beg no verse. It says, I would like make we hear Murphy Jemba on this program, boss. Murphy Jemba is in America, so how do we get him to be on this show? Our time schedule are different. This time he's sleeping, and then he works during the day. Is working. If you know Murphy is a workaholic. Emeka Ochabutu says NLC might come on March Day so the world can see how the economy is growing. Well, I don't think they can do that. I don't think they can do that. So I don't think they will do it as well. I mean, the strike is not to destroy Nigeria. It's also not to eventually make them look bad. The strike is for the good of everybody, right? But we are not going to get to the extreme case of trying to create a mutinous situation. I don't know how it goes, but I don't think they will do that. The real place where they are fighting is in Abuja, where they are doing all the negotiation. That's where the seat of power is. And there's something I don't want to say. Let's leave it hanging there. But I was asking a friend this morning, if international flight can run, how does it affect the people that you're really? Because the people that seem to be affected is me and you, the poor people. These guys, if they want to travel, they want to cut out away, they will still cut out away. So how does this affect them? So all of those things is part of it. But hey, time is up. Let me go. My name again is Idafi Manchester. You love to come in and look at our sports. When we have a chance to have this again, we'll have this conversation as we lead up to the game. Let's hope. I hate to bring up all those prayer things, but that's all we know how to do. Let's hope and pray that the Super Eagles beat their opponent. Thank you very much for your time. God bless you all. Once again, say thank you to the media officer of the Super Eagles, Promise Folk, for being with us. Maybe we're one of the early people who's been able to interview him. There'll be more. We're doing more interviews, talking to him consistently, and see how it goes. And we hope that the Super Eagles beat South Africa and then go on to beat Benin Republic in the game in Cote d'Ivoire. Thank you very much. See you when I see you or when you see me. Bye-bye.